Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night everyone. I'm Amelia Amanda from class B with ID number H0124012. So here I am to explain to you one form of study in linguistics, which is morphology. So before we start it too far, we should know what is morphology. So morphology is a branch of linguistics that study the structure and formation of words. The main focus of morphology is how words are formed from smaller units called morphemes and how these units are combined to create meaning. Morphology comes from the Greek word morphe, which is mean form, and logos, which is mean signs. In linguistics, morphology is defined as the study of the internal structure of words and the rules by which words are formed. In other words, morphology studies how word parts combine to create specific meaning or grammatical function. There are several key concepts in morphology. The first one is morphemes. A morpheme is the smallest unit in a language that has a grammatical meaning or function. Morphemes do not always stand alone like words. For example, the word cats. The word cats consists of two morphemes, namely cat, which has lexical meaning, and as a plural marker. There are two types of morpheme. The first one is free morpheme, which is a morpheme that can stand alone as a word. For example, book, run, or happy. The second one is bound morpheme. Bound morpheme is a morpheme that cannot stand alone and must be combined with another morpheme. For example, the suffix s, ed, and the affix an, and etc. The second key concept is word formation process. There are several ways words are formed in English. The first one is inflection. Inflection is addition of morpheme to indicate grammatical aspects such as time, quantity, or ownership. For example, walk being walked, dog being dogs. The second one is derivation. Derivation is addition of morpheme to change the meaning or class of a word. For example, happy became happiness, read became readable, and etc. The third one is compounding. Compounding is combining two free morphemes to form a new word. For example, notebook, which came from the word note and book. The second example is sunflower, which came from the word sun and flower. The fourth one is conversion. Conversion is changing the class of a word without changing its form. For example, water became to water. The fifth one is clipping. Clipping is shortening a long word into a shorter form. For example, refrigerator became fridge. The sixth one is blending, which is combining parts of two words to create a new word. For example, breakfast plus lunch became brunch. The seventh one is acronym and initialism, which is formation of words from the initial letters of a series of words. For example, National Aeronautics and Space Administration became NASA. The third key concept is classification of morphemes based on function. The first one is derivational morphemes, which is change the meaning or class of a word. For example, an mean not and nes mean state of. The second one is inflection morphemes, which is add grammatical information without changing the basic meaning. For example, suffix ed means past tense, or suffix ing mean progressive. Examples of morphological analysis in English. First, the word unbelievable. Word un is prefix and derivational morphemes, which gives a negative meaning. The word believe is a root and a free morpheme, have the basic meaning. And the word able as suffix as a derivational morpheme. Change the word class into an adjective. The second one is word teachers. Came from word teach as a root and free morpheme, which have basic meaning, and suffix er, derivational morphemes, indicates the actor, and as suffix, which inflectional morpheme that indicates plural form. The difference between morphology and syntax. Morphology studying the structure of words, while syntax studying sentence structure and the relationship between words. For example, in the sentence, the teacher teaches students, in morphology, teacher came from teach plus while in syntax, the position of the word teacher as the subject of the sentence. So, that's all I can tell you about morphology. I hope this video can help you to understand what is morphology and how to classify morphemes in words. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.